Namaste, Jai Bharat. Someone had been telling me that cross blood relation marriage results in low IQ offsprings. That is, blood relations getting married. That's why Hindus are very rigid about it. We don't even marry from the same gotra, not even from the same village, normally. So, according to the Hindu principle, all people in the village are supposed to be brothers and sisters. So, marrying from the same village is very rare, not likely, not done normally. And of course, marrying from the gotra is not allowed. But you talk about Pakistan, they have cousin, cross cousin, what kinds of marriage? Well, which is impossible for a Hindu to think of, because Hindu has different standards of morality. So the result is that all these years of such cross cousin marriage, see, the Muslims in Bharat don't generally do such things. They have the same Sanskriti. Bharat has one Sanskriti, irrespective of faith system, whichever religion you may believe in, but our Sanskriti remains one and the same. That's how we coexist, and that's why we coexist. So they wouldn't go for these kind of things, in the best of my knowledge. And Christians, of course, totally ruled out. They wouldn't never dream of doing such things. So, look at the kind of, we see the general ability level, or shall I say IQ level of Pakistan is very low, as I was told, very low. Such policies they bring, not very futuristic. Munir, he is not a statesman. Unlike the Greek philosophers, the Greek philosophers were mostly statesmen. Whether it is Plato also, Pythagoras, or this Aristotle, or most of them were statesmen. That's how Alexander becomes a student of Aristotle. But this Pakistani military, Asim Munir, the president of the military chief also, field marshal also, all in all also, etc., etc. He's not a statesman. I don't even know how good a soldier he could be. As I understand, he's not even a very good soldier. Shady character. So he brings out the policy of dividing their provinces into further groups. Now this is, he is doing it under the belief that if you divide the provinces further into, say, east this thing, west that thing, north this thing, or south this thing, then they will not be united. And once they will not be united, they cannot make a uniform call for separate statehood against the army rule of Pakistan. This is his presumption. But is it really going to be the case? How far he could be successful? All these things we are not sure of. Now, Pakistan is actually torn apart. Not now. Theoretically, ideologically itself, they are torn apart. See what history they have, what edifice they have, what unity they have. They believe, it's actually Muhammad Iqbal is supposed to be a philosopher, supposed to be a PhD, maybe from Cambridge or so. It's Iqbal who told this mistake that Islam is a unity and a polity. This he had done in the Allahabad address. Those days Allahabad, now these days it is Prayagraj. And unfortunately, see, they never used to write in Punjabis. that All India Muslim League leadership, they never entertained Punjabis. So Punjabis were not given any hand during All India Muslim League's time until they have parted themselves from Bharat. So Iqbal, being a Punjabi, was not given importance beyond a point. They were careful with the Punjabis, Muslim Punjabis, not Bharat Punjabis. So he got an opportunity to be the president of their annual conference. That's because the other leaders of All India Muslim League, they were attending the round table in London at that time. So in that presidential address, he said these 2 points: Islam is a unity, Islam is a polity. But that's a mistake he made. Islam is not a unity. What unifies one in Bharat, in our context, is the Sanskriti, not faith system. That's why Hindus coexist. Hindus already have multiple faith systems, multiple ritual systems, multiple patterns, but we don't contradict. What unites us is our sanskara or Sanskriti. We speak different languages. We have different dresses. We have different food habits. See, look at the Brahmins of some area, especially the eastern area of Bharat, they take non-veg. Look at the non-Brahmins of western Bharat, Gujarat in particular. Nobody takes non-veg. So Brahmin, non-Brahmin, low caste, high caste doesn't make any difference. So the point is that what keeps us one in the entire Bharat with all these varying characteristics is the point that we have one sanskara. You go from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the sanskara remains one. No matter which religion you belong to, your sanskara is one and the same, Bharatiya Sanskriti. So that's what unites us. So Assimilated is trying to break the various provinces into further grouping, thinking that he can control. Their mistake was, while forming a so-called nation which Muhammad Ali Jinnah knew very well and he was very much against, that nobody says these days. Read Jinnah. You will understand he wasn't in for Pakistan. On the other hand, for Hindus he would have been more dangerous because he wanted the Muslims to stay in Bharat with reservations. It's better that they go and make a separate nation instead of having reservations. That eventually happened. But Jinnah was very intelligent man. He knew that these people can't coexist. Iqbal talked about the Islam is a unity, but that's never the case. Jinnah knew it. So until the 40 Lahore Declaration, he was all against, but then finally had to call for two-nation theory much later. That's only, that too in the 1940 I suppose, or 44 Lahore Declaration. He didn't go in the morning session, he goes to the afternoon session and gives out the two-nation call and just leaves. He becomes desperate. He knew that these people are going to fight one another. So the point which I am trying to make is that Pakistan was never unified. Simply speaking, they had more differences than unity. They thought religion would unite. That's not the case. It can't be the case. This religion, faith system, I'll call it as faith system. Faith system and the sanskara are two different things. Faith system might change, but Sanskriti can't be so changed. It's not that easy. You have to be born into one sanskara to become a sanskari of that particular Sanskriti. So breaking different provinces into different groups is another foolishness of Asim Munir. That's what I'm just going to say. He wants to overcome these problems Balochistan separatism, Kashmiri separatism, Pakistan occupied Kashmiri separatism. Sindhis are becoming restless. The Pathans are already wanting separate statehood. He thinks he would overcome all these things by dividing them into groups. Well, that's a very old, rusted, failed thought. Very failed thought. In the long run, he may get immediate success, possible, but that will create complications more. After people have gone, time will not die. People will die and go. The folly that you do now will hunt your generations tomorrow. That's what is happening in Pakistan. For nothing, they separated from Hindus. Somebody told them that you cannot coexist with Hindus. The same statement which was made last week, recently in Pakistan, that no bell shall ring in any temple. All right. In 1930s, there were statements from people, I don't remember the names, but I have. Not one, quite a few people. That the sound of the temple bells jarring to the ears of the Muslims. Now I forget who was that. Quite a few people, not just one. With all that you went, and then you have contradictions among yourselves. No progress, no future, no hope, and life is miserable. You don't live a genuine human life, the people I'm talking about. And even those who are rich live a spurious life. This is misery, this is miserable. So this again dividing is not going to solve the problem. Ultimately it comes that the problem of Pakistan is radicalism, or emphasizing on faith system. Faith system should remain at the transcendental level, not too much on the mundane level. Well, then we have these contradictions and problem. Well, they are irredeemable, I repeat. I just spend my time for nothing, I'm sure. But for someone at all who might hear it, could make sense to him, fine. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.